You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Lucerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Authorities ruled the cause of death for the man found in a dumpster yesterday afternoon behind CVS Pharmacy on Locust Street as suicide. The man was found by an employee shortly after 2 p.m., and the Lucerne County coroner was called to the scene as police investigated the incident. The man's identity has not been released, but police say he was homeless and staying in the area. 2 people were taken into custody for several drug violations in Lucerne County. State Police, Butler Township Police, and the Hazleton Police Department Narcotics Unit stopped a Chevrolet SUV this past Sunday for a traffic violation along Route 309. Officers detected the smell of marijuana coming from the vehicle, occupied by 30-year-old Omar Alexis Vargas and 30-year-old Justine Thomas, both of Hazleton. A search warrant was executed and revealed over 100 grams of fentanyl, marijuana, empty vials, and packaging materials. Vargas was charged with possession with intent to deliver, illegally operating a motor vehicle not equipped with ignition interlock, and summary traffic violations, while Thomas was charged with possession with intent to deliver and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both were taken to prison for lack of bail. Pennsylvanians Against Gaming Expansion highlighted the growing threat of illegal slot machines this morning and the crimes associated with them. Our Philip Kaufman has all that and more from their press conference in Hazleton.
We're here at the North Side Parking Plaza on Wyoming Street, where a mobile billboard will begin its journey around the city to inform citizens the campaign of the Pennsylvanians Against Gaming Expansion.
So we're here to draw attention to an issue that this community is painfully aware of. It's the explosion of illegal slot machines across the state. Convenience stores, gas stations, pizza parlors, places where kids gather. More and more you're seeing illegal skills games, illegal poker machines, illegal VGTs.
As Shelley states, VGTs, or video gaming terminals, are becoming more frequent and have become a problem.
Pennsylvania State Police have testified about the problem repeatedly in Harrisburg. Pennsylvania Lottery has testified about the impact on lottery sales and revenues. And as you all know, Pennsylvania is the only state in the country that dedicates every single penny of lottery funds to senior citizens. So it's a huge hit to senior citizens across the Commonwealth.
And other than the financial hit, Shelley also addressed underage gambling issues and crime-related incidents.
They're everywhere, and so we have dozens and dozens of pictures. There's 1 or 2 on the board behind me, with dozens and dozens of pictures of kids gambling. And it's just, you would never, ever see that in a licensed, regulated casino in Pennsylvania. Just Google Pennsylvania crimes, skills games. A couple guys in Philadelphia are smashing machines open with sledgehammers. A gentleman in Berks County walked into a convenience store. He'd been gambling all day. He had lost some money. He pulled a gun out. Thankfully, he didn't shoot anybody. You all know about the tragedy here in Hazleton.
The Hazleton tragedy Shelley is referring to was the murder of Ashakumar Patel at Craig's Food Mart on Broad Street, though whether the incident was related to illegal slot machines is not certain. And with all of these issues, that led to the creation of PAGE.
So what we decided to do is launch Pennsylvanians Against Gaming Expansion. One, we are asking people, we have a toll-free number there on the board behind me, pick up the phone and call that number. What we have been doing is referring these calls to the local Pennsylvania State Police Barracks and/or to the local district attorney.
Reporting from Wyoming Street in Hazleton with WYLN News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. A Tamaqua man's facing homicide charges for the alleged fatal stabbing of a man in Missouri. An investigation revealed that 20-year-old Josu Martinez and his girlfriend, 20-year-old Kimberly Riston of California, were involved in the death of 36-year-old Donald Coy Waithe of St. James, Missouri. Video surveillance from the Economy Inn Motel in St. James captured Martinez stabbing Waithe multiple times in the parking lot before searching his pockets and taking some items. The couple was later found by authorities walking along a highway and taken into custody without incident. Both Martinez and Riston were then charged with first-degree murder. A Schuylkill County teen's case will head to the United States Supreme Court tomorrow. Back in 2017, then 14-year-old Brandy Levy failed to make the Mahanoy area varsity cheerleading team. So she took to social media and posted a profanity-filled rant on Snapchat aimed at the school, cheer, and softball teams, accompanied by a photo of her and a friend raising their middle fingers to the camera while off of school property. When the district found out and suspended Levy from cheer for a year, her parents filed a lawsuit against the district, claiming their daughter's First Amendment rights were violated. After a judge ruled that Levy be put back on the team, the school district appealed. So her case is now set to be heard by the Supreme Court tomorrow. Levy, now 18, is currently a freshman at Bloomsburg University. Monday marked the 10th consecutive decade that the Keystone State lost clout in Congress. Despite becoming one of the most important presidential battlegrounds, Pennsylvania will go from having 20 to 19 electoral votes to offer candidates in the next election, and one less representative seated in the U.S. House. As Pennsylvania's population growth continues to lag behind the nation's, it could be seeing a reduced share of federal money for Medicaid, social programs, and infrastructure relative to other states. Fewer people might be eligible, residents could receive minimal services, or state governments would possibly offset costs. Pennsylvania leaders are also undergoing the process of redrawing state legislative districts, which is dependent on both 2020 census data and input from the people. PennDOT's urging people to do their part to keep the roadways free of litter. And Wyln's Julie Stefanovich has why.
PennDOT and state police are teaming up to prevent littering on the state's roadways. We've all seen it at one time or another, unsightly trash alongside the roads. Whether it's intentional or unintentional, it's illegal, and there are fines and penalties.
Well, litter enforcement is that the local state police are going to be out enforcing the litter laws and more on the highways and be out enforcing the laws. As far as I know, it's like $300 if you get caught littering. And also, I think this year it's going to include community service too, to go out and clean up litter also.
Fines double in litter enforcement corridors, and currently there are 4 in northeastern Pennsylvania.
One of them is the Casey Highway in northeastern Pennsylvania, all of Business Route 6, and there's 2 in Susquehanna County and 1 in Wyoming County.
Unfortunately, another problem that arose during the pandemic is improper disposal of personal protective equipment.
Oh, it is a big problem. People do throw stuff out, and even the state police said after the pandemic, now you see more masks on the ground. You see people throwing their PPEs out, their gloves, their masks out there. So there is a lot more litter out there.
Organizations and individuals can help alleviate littering by either volunteering or designating a litter enforcement corridor.
Program called Adopt a Highway. So, and they could adopt a section of a road. It's not just the corridors, it's a section of the road. Certain like Rotary clubs, Kiwanis clubs, Boy Scout groups, church groups, they go out and they adopt a section of the highway, and they have to clean it up 4 times a year, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And PennDOT does provide them gloves and bags to do that work, and PennDOT will pick up the litter that they collect.
Toledo urges residents to keep the roadways free of litter.
You just do not throw your litter out of the car. I was driving down the street one day and I saw a truck just throw out his McDonald's bag. I would recommend that you just take your litter home with you and throw it in your own trash. We want to keep America beautiful and keep the highways clean.
Residents and community organizations can contact their local PennDOT office to speak with a litter coordinator in order to adopt a highway. In Hazel Township for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up on Wyln News, the CDC's new guidance on mask wearing outdoors, plus details on this year's cashless Coca-Cola Park. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. When you go to a restaurant, would you go to one that only has one item on the menu? No. Look at the selection. We are overloaded with Jeeps. Whether if you want a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a Jeep Renegade, Dodge Charger, Dodge Challenger, Ram trucks, we got it all. With all this inventory, why would you bother going anywhere else? Come on down and see the huge selection at Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton, or jump online at blazealexander.com and see where we take those deals the other guys won't.
The CDC unveiled new guidance earlier this afternoon on outdoor mask wearing that began taking effect today. Fully vaccinated Americans can start spending their time outdoors without a mask, unless in crowds or indoor public spaces, meaning outdoor activities and small gatherings are now fine without a mask, but gatherings that draw crowds, like outdoor concerts or any indoor public place, still require one. Nearly 28.9% of Americans are fully vaccinated so far, which is considered 14 days after the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine or the second dose of Pfizer or Moderna. President Joe Biden also spoke on the stunning progress that's been made, even though there's still a long way to go, setting a target date of July 4th for life in America to begin looking closer to normal. Wyln's all-time OT hero Marty Burns has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off season across our viewing area. Media Relations Manager for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, Mike Ventola, is on this week. So, let's talk sports. Here's part 2.
A lot of the information that we're going to talk about now for the fans at home, you could go on the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs website and get that information. But Mike had put out a press release concerning the safety plan concerning COVID-19 for Coca-Cola Park. And we'll just touch on a couple of these items. But as I mentioned, go on the website and you'll be able to get the full list of the safety plan that the Iron Pigs are putting forth. And one of the first things, Mike, for fans to realize is it's going to be a cashless environment.
I'm glad you started off with that, Marty, because we can't preach it enough. It is a completely cashless environment. So what does that mean? That at the end of the day, whether you have a credit card or you have Apple Pay, Google Pay, you will then be able to pay that way in order to get your to get any type of merchandise, to get any type of food. Even when coming through the gates here at Coca-Cola Park, having your tickets on your mobile device. And, you know, for some of you, especially viewers up in your area, everywhere, we've been preaching that if for whatever reason you were not to have a credit card, or if you were to bring cash, you would then have to go to the clubhouse store or merchandise store, use that money, put it towards a gift card, and then you could take that gift card and then able to buy food, buy merchandise, buy everything you need to buy with it. So yes, folks, we are a completely cashless organization, and that is just to help promote a lot of the safetiness that we're trying to do here day in and day out, just because with COVID-19, trying to work with all the protocols that we have to put in place.
Coming up on Mahanoy City's News Choice, we're talking Amber Alerts on this Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Chris continues leading the way into part 2 of this week's series. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
We all need a midweek pick-me-up, and WYLN TV 35 is your home for good news on Wednesdays. Catch our brand new special feature Wednesdays on WYLN News and post it on WYLN News Facebook page. Plus, all our good news stories will also be printed in the WYLN TV Pennies Classified Good News Bulletin, distributed throughout the community and digitally on our website. If you have good news to share, contact us to be featured in our special Good News edition. Good events, good people, good jobs, all good news.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
WYLN TV 35 is looking for part-time seasonal live sports videographers and production crew. Evening and weekend work is required. Candidates should have experience in sports production and camera operation. Please contact WYLN TV 35 at 570-459-1869 extension 1172 or email news@wylontv.com.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN. I'm Philip Kaufman, and we're joined as always by State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Folks, we're going to be talking about this vibration you get in your phone, a little ringtone sometimes. Some people don't know what it is. Maybe you're driving on the side of the road as well, and you might see one of those electronic signs that displays it up. But we just want to cover it because some people, I don't think, know exactly the details behind this or the threat that it causes to your area, but we're going to be talking about Amber Alerts. So why don't we just start off the easy definition. What is an Amber Alert?
So an Amber Alert is an alert that you get on your phone. It's an alert that goes on the message boards all across the roads in Pennsylvania. Wherever they are, they get immediately switched to Amber Alerts. It's a notification to let you know that someone under the age of 18 has been abducted and we're looking for her. Okay, when I say we, I mean law enforcement. It may give you a license plate of the vehicle that the juvenile might be in, and that's because there are many law enforcement officers in Pennsylvania, but we can't be everywhere at the same time. So that is why it's so important that the Amber Alert goes out to the entire community, goes out to the entire state, so we have more eyes out there on the road, so we could find this vehicle. We could then make a traffic stop and get the person safe back where they need to go. You know, just within the past few weeks, there was an Amber Alert put out from New York. They were located on the interstate in Hazleton. And our troopers conducted a felony traffic stop. They took the individual into custody, and they took I believe she was either 1 or under 1 years old, and they took the child. These are very serious investigations. And we want to be able to get the child back safely, and that's why it goes out to everybody. And I've heard people talk about, well, I don't know why I get that, because again, it happened in Pittsburgh or it happened in Harrisburg, and I live here in Hazleton, so why do I need to be bothered with that? Because by the time that Amber Alert goes out, some time could have already passed. Meaning, yes, it happened in Philadelphia, but they may be in Hazleton right now. It's very important. You have to look at it, see the license plate, and if you see the vehicle, or you think you see the vehicle, it's very simple. You call 911, and then we will go to that location and verify if it's the vehicle. We'll make a traffic stop. If it's not, we'll move on and keep searching. But they're very important, and again, you have to think, well, what if that was my son or daughter? What if that was my grandchild? I would want everybody to do whatever they can to help get them back home safe, and that's what an Amber Alert's all about.
And I guess just to kind of go over it again, if you are witnessing an Amber Alert, or at least something that matches the description, don't approach them or anything like that.
No.
How fully should we handle the situation?
So if you're going to have to call 911. It's very simple. Now, if you're traveling on the road and the vehicle's in front of you, call 911 and give your current location. I'm on 81 southbound. I'm at mile marker 145.4. The vehicle's in the right lane. And you could read the license plate to the dispatcher, and more than likely, the dispatcher will stay on the phone with you until we get there. That's typically how it works, because we want to be able to communicate with the person who has eyes on that vehicle. Now, if you go to the Walmart and you see the vehicle in the parking lot, the best thing to do, call 911. Don't stand by the vehicle. Call 911 from your vehicle, stay in your vehicle until we get there. Because again, we want to be able to have eyes on the vehicle or the people. That's the ultimate goal, is to get that child safe and out of that environment.
For troopers, this can come out, it's not just in PA, I mean, it's a lot of times, from outside of the state where you guys get these reports, and especially this area with it being so, we have the interstate and we have 81 and 80, and it's just a very frequented travel area. Do you guys find that these Amber Alerts have helped you in many different cases?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, again, it's important to note where the Amber Alert is coming out of, because again, we have major interstates in Pennsylvania, and they could just be traveling through. So again, don't think, well, the Amber Alert's out of Ohio, because they might be traveling to New York and they might be coming right through our area. So that's why it's important to pay attention. They're very serious investigations. We're talking about an abduction of a child. Very serious. And they're also very dangerous situations, so we wouldn't want anybody to approach the person or the vehicle. The best thing you could do if you think you see it, call 911, give as much information as you can about the location, the vehicle, anybody in it or around it, and then stay on the phone with dispatchers until we get there.
All right. Folks, just remember, if you are out on the road, or if you're out just doing your daily life and you have an Amber Alert come around and you do witness something that matches the description in any way possible, make sure that you check it out and then call 911. Do not approach the situation, just call 911, report the incident, and dispatchers will stay on the phone line with you, and state police will get there.
Yes.
And remember the importance of it. And remember, when you get that vibration in your phone, or that, you hear the tone go off, don't just, pass it off as, this isn't going to affect me, this isn't in my area. You never know when it could be. So thank you for talking with us today.
My pleasure.
And thank you, folks, for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on Wyln.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill. It's Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton Mazda. Hey guys, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of brands out there. You're looking for something all-wheel drive. You're looking for something sporty. You're looking for something reliable. According to Consumer Reports, Mazda has emerged as the most reliable car brand, beating Toyota and Lexus. You might as well get the most reliable car from the most reliable dealer. So if you're in the area, come on down to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. We are the largest Mazda dealer in central Pennsylvania as far as inventory goes. Check them out online at blazealexander.com. We'll even deliver them to you.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk to Jill Lallery and Dr. Alex about how chiropractic could not help her. She needed surgery, but she came back, and now we can still help her, so stay tuned.
Wyln CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at Wyln 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
Wyln's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, our own Chris Fulmer is leading the way into Autism Acceptance Month for part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Chris Fulmer. So, working in television, what was it like to first, get into TV and to work with TV, and then on top of it, I guess, what was it like the first moment that you got to be on TV?
Well, I was hired in the summer of 2005. Since I got it through the AHEAD program, their advisor, Mrs. Kathy Couch, came up with me. It was a bit comical at first since we couldn't find Master Control's light switch at first when we first came in, but after that, the day went pretty smoothly. I am eternally grateful to our esteemed colleague Jeff Bonomo for giving me the chance to be on Off the Beaten Path after he noticed some of my trip photos. I should add that with autism, being on vacation is a little harder being outside of the established areas, although I have gotten better with that over time. So being able to travel as much and profile these places, which I hope does increase their profile and profits for them, does give me a feeling of accomplishment that I am doing some good in the world, which is why I'm somewhat desperate to do, to know that I have done well.
Yeah.
When I first saw myself on TV, it was a bit of pride to know that I was taking such a big step, and there's still somewhat of that feeling today with each new segment I am on the air. Now, working in Master Control, I should say that you find over the years that everything that can go wrong will go wrong at some point or another. It's how you work around it that was that which I try to do to the best of my abilities. And I think for the most part I do, and the staff is glad that I try.
All right. All right, folks, check back tomorrow night as Chris continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.